Hello all around the world, my name is Jerapat Deesamer and I am speaking from Mae Fah Luang University, Chiang Rai, Thailand. I'm a fourth year undergraduate English major student and today I'm going to give a speech about the resilient youth in a post-pandemic world. And today's speech title is called Time and Opportunities. In the world of this pandemic, we have lost many things that are still in recovery. We have lost economic stability, we have suffered 1.2 million casualties, and we have lost the human face-to-face interactions that all people crave. However, what do we receive in return for paying such a steep price? It's the time. The time that we claim should be used wisely. The time that everybody yearns for all their lives. The time to be with ourselves. Time for solitude. No more excuses like, I wish my day had 48 hours, or I don't feel like exercising because I don't have time. Because right now, we literally have all the time in the world, like Louis Armstrong sang in his song many years ago. We have all the time in the world. However, do you think you have used your time wisely enough? Let's look at some stats. In 2019, a statistic from Rescue Time, a software development company, have revealed that average people reach for their phones 58 times a day and ends up spending over 3.25 hours a day using their mobile phones. And that sounds just fine for a day. But surprisingly, it adds up to 47 days a year. For this reason, to be a resilient youth in this pandemic and post-pandemic world, despite all the digitalization of the world and the ubiquitous digital distractions, we, the youth, need to utilize and optimize all of the time given to us by the pandemic. For introspection, for keeping ourselves healthy and strong, and for knowledge expansion. And with these ideals, the youth can shape a better post-pandemic world. Now, let me share some of my own experience. At first, during the pandemic, I struggled a lot. What could I do so that my time wouldn't be wasted? And I decided to put my phone down and started to pick up a book. I decided to learn about investment. A simple decision made half out of guilt and half out of boredom have now become my lifelong knowledge, skills, and actual incomes. I invested in several mutual equity funds and I even began trading in the stock market. However, had there never been any global or economic crisis in my lifetime, I would not have learned these precious lessons that sometimes boredom is the mother of invention. In the crisis, despite all the collapses, disappointment, and sorrow, there are always opportunities, ways to make a better future for oneself. While the global economy has been anticipated to be shrunk by 4 to 5%, the airlines, restaurants, clothing companies, and hotels are the industries hit hardest by the pandemic. On the other hand, the Financial Times have already reported in June that the market capitalization of the companies are in the sectors of pharmaceutical, e-commerce, cloud computing, and gaming are skyrocketing. The companies such as Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Tencent, and Microsoft are coming up and taking over as market leaders. However, not only are these companies huge in terms of their sizes, but also they are a good example of being resilient and adaptive to the unexpected. And at that moment, I realized that The post-pandemic world is like the world of investment. While many people are losing, some are gaining, and they gained a lot in a very short time. It's just like the word crisis. Its Greek origin is from the word krisis, which means decisions, and in the Chinese language, the Chinese character for the word crisis is the hieroglyphic combination of two words, danger and opportunities. Therefore, in the middle of the dangerous storm, there are always opportunities, and it depends on our reaction whether we will decide to dance with the storm or we will surrender. And in the decision making process, it doesn't matter much if we decide correctly or incorrectly. The two economists and business management professors, Andrew Scott and Linda Gratton from London Business School, have already proposed this concept in their book, The 100-Year Life. The life expectancy of people nowadays is much more likely to reach 100 years. And this statement is especially true to those in my generations because of the immense development in technology and healthcare. Therefore, we, the youth, are more compelled to live along the flow of the society. We can't completely follow the paths of our grandparents anymore, or even our parents. For instance, we may not be able to retire at 60s if we are gonna live up to 100 years old. How can we expect our savings or pensions planned for 20 years of retirement to last for another 40 years? The world is transitioning, and we are in that transition. And in the future, not only do we have to learn new skills and new knowledge, but also we have to relearn what we have already learned. Life is getting more and more intangible. Just as there is no complete recipe of a successful and a happy life, there is no exactly right and exactly wrong of how we should lead our lives. In the future, from now on, we will have to make decisions and take chances that are sometimes right and sometimes wrong, many more times. And it's alright, it doesn't matter. It all begins with us taking control of our time and managing our time. And we must use the time as a resource and an opportunity as we face a future filled with the unpredictable and unexpected changes. In the end, the prospect of an uncertain future can be a gift for us, the youth, if we stay alert, resilient, and ready to take advantages of the opportunities that life brings us. As the world is getting more and more digitalized, the odds are stacked in our favor because we, the resilient youth, are more familiar with and specialized in global trends, technologies, and social progress. So, we are in the middle of the game, and right now, the ball is coming right into our direction, and it's time for us to grab this opportunity and hit a home run. Like Theodore Roosevelt once said, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. But the worst thing you can do is nothing. Thank you. Thank you for listening.